We're all lone human. We giggle, we love, and, per well-known preschool writing, everybody craps. Our bodies are fantastic works of nature, so mind-boggling and integral that the endowment of life is in fact miraculous. On the other hand, we're a lot of shaved primates. Any male on an inappropriate side of 40, such as myself, loses hair where there ought to be and gains hair where there shouldn't be. Skin hangs, spines twist, teeth decay, all tokens of the amazing incongruity of the body human. Its concurrent brilliance and grossness. We're all human and, along these lines, all appalling. Here are 10 models. We come into this world a grisly, stifling, disgusting wreck. Conceiving an offspring is so shockingly appalling that it's staggering anybody actually has more than one kid. It begins with a spout, the purported water breaking that is a long ways from simply water. No, an ideal opportunity to get the stain remover, since it's the ideal opportunity for blood coagulating, regularly upchuck instigating compression shouts on the way to the hospital. After a few horrendous hours, it's an ideal opportunity to push. However, before we push out an infant, we push piss. Now and again, a lot of it, and at water gun level speed. Try not to be humiliated, it happens to every goodness, you simply poo everywhere on the birth bed. No concerns, and let the specialist cut the space between your vagina and rectum with the goal that lesser is spared the difficulty of truly tearing you another one. And at that point, congratulations. It's a blood and ooze secured outsider with something looking like curd sticking to its body. That is called vernix, an oily froth-like substance that secures a hatchling's skin in the womb. Time to cut the blood and discharge-filled line. Also, ideally the placenta came out at this point. If not, no issue, an attendant will affectionately pack her entire hand in your damaged vagina and strip it off your cervix. Then, the specialist will clear the infant's aviation routes before it suffocates in its mom's introduction to the world discharge. It's the supernatural occurrence of life, and it's not beautiful. Pause, there's something on your face. Goodness, it doesn't matter. It's only a huge number of infinitesimal bugs. Compared with other body parts, the human face has bigger pores and more various sebaceous, oil, organs. The additional niches and crevices are delight pockets for infinitesimal parasites, who carry on with their whole lives, eating, mating, pooing and biting the dust on our countenances without us ever noticing. Two types of face vermin make our heads their homes. Demodex folliculorum, imagined, and Demodex brevis. Otherwise called eyelash vermin, the D. folliculorum assortment will in general dwell in pores and hair follicles, and are a successive reason for men's whiskers dandruff, one more motivation behind why facial hair are ludicrous things as a rule. They by and large aren't destructive, however they've been known to intensify existing skin conditions, for example, rosacea. D. brevis incline toward the more profound, semi-subcutaneous sebaceous organs. Like their gross cousins, they are likewise commonly innocuous, however a bigger than normal pervasion can cause redness and harsh patches. They additionally aren't restricted to the face, with the chest and neck among their other most loved spots. Face vermin are generally straightforward and, regardless of whether they weren't, would be too little to even consider seeing with the unaided eye. At about 0.3 millimeters long, it would take 5 grown UPS to extend over the top of a pin. While both are formally arthropods, a gathering that incorporates jointed-legged creatures, for example, bugs and crabs, California Academy of Sciences entomologist Michelle Trotwine noticed that they look sort of like squat little worms. How soothing. To dust we shall return. People spread their moderate rotting grossness practically all over. As confirmed by hardwood floors, shelves, and lampshades, we are strolling, shedding sacks of waste. Unmistakably something beyond Earth, house dust is a stomach-turning melange of dress filaments, dust parasites, pieces of dead bugs, soil particles, dust and, well, us. Sloughed off skin cells and hair complete the revolting recipe. Every minute, the normal human sheds around 30,000 dead skin cells. In the event that seems like a ton, this is on the grounds that the canvas-turned cadaver is broad. As our biggest organ, skin represents about 15% of body weight. The normal grown-up has 21 square feet of skin, which gauges 9 lbs and involves as much as 300 million skin cells. A solitary square inch has around 19 million cells, so 30,000 is a drop in the organic bucket. Still, that is a great deal of dander on the Davenport, to such an extent that dead skin commonly includes a lot of the residue in our habitations, at times the greater part. Additional nauseating still, the roughly 1,000 sorts of microbes known to call our epidermis's home pieces off alongside our skin, coursing around the house alongside it. On a far bigger, however similarly yucky scale, dead skin is liable for an expected 1 billion tons of residue in the world's air. Potty animal. During their lifetimes, a great many people burn through one entire year sitting on the latrine. Through the span of a year, grown ups crap a normal of 320 pounds of excrement, and flush out enough pee to fill 2 bathtubs. The yellow splashy stuff is impressively less gross than the earthy colored, or dark, or off-green, ploppy stuff. While not actually sterile as the late, extraordinary Rip Torn accepted, pee's capacity to frame smelling salts when matured gives it a net clean impact. Truth be told, antiquated Romans utilized it to wash garments and brighten their teeth. Space explorers on the International Space Station have a pee filtration framework, which reuses pee into drinking water that probably tastes like Bud Light. In unmistakable, rancid difference, human defecation is some foul-ass business. After its harmless principle fixing, water, our crap is contained dead microscopic organisms that helped us digest our food, some prize they got, protein, undigested food buildup, cell linings, fats, salts, and substances like bodily fluid removed from the digestion tracts and the liver. It's additionally alive. Our excrement contain living microscopic organisms that assume a fundamental part in the human body's microbiome, including our gastrointestinal parcels. The exact attributes of the microorganisms in our crap are generally directed by diet, and are additionally key factors in that very alluring smell. Women worst. Women's flata stink more than men's. This current one's for the women, or rather, from them. My genuinely held conviction that young lady flatulates are fouler than fellow flatulates has been unequivocally demonstrated by, who we can just accept that are, the best of researchers. This is no longer affirmation inclination. It's affirmation bias. It's authentic. Ladies' fart smells more regrettable than those honked by their male counterpart, partners. Per Real Clear Science. In Contemplates directed by prominent tooting scientist Michael Levitt, ladies' farts reliably brandished altogether more noteworthy convergence of hydrogen sulfide. Smell judges have affirmed that, at comparative volumes, this means a discernibly more regrettable scent contrasted with men's farts. Already, the PC police on Twitter are praising the destroying of the misanthropic microaggression he who smelled it gave it. It's she who smelled it, you chauvinist bastards. Regardless the sexual orientation of the backside guilty party, our farts have 3 common scent causers. Hydrogen sulfide delivers farts agonizing, brand name spoiled eggs fragrance, while methanethyl produces notes of deteriorating vegetables. Dimethyl sulfide finishes the crap puree by including an unpretentious sweetness. The speed of a fart leaving the butt is around 10 feet for each second, generally 9.5 km/h. The normal human farts 14 times each day, with a joint volume fit for blowing up a medium-sized inflatable. This volume can be estimated with a wonderful contraption called a rectal catheter. I kid you not. Waxing unpoetic. Earwax is something whose effectively appalling name gives a false representation of the way that it's significantly more sickening than its name recommends. Formerly known as cerumen, the body delivers the clingy stuff to save and ensure the hair-able trench in an assortment of ways, including keeping the skin damp and acidic, catching dead skin, murdering microorganisms, and obstructing residue and bugs from entering the eardrum. So it's fundamentally something gross that keeps much grosser things from happening. Earwax is a mix of dead skin cells, different waxes and sebum, a similar sleek release that develops, for instance, on unwashed hair. Cerumen is created by the eponymous ceruminous organs, likewise called apocrine organs, a particular perspiration organ that secretes fats and proteins. There are two sorts of earwax, wet and dry, and the sort you produce is resolved hereditarily. Notwithstanding, its excursion out of our ears is among the body's most staggering stunts. Relocating cells. You could put an ink speck on the eardrum and watch it move over half a month, and it would be completed by the development of the cells. As per Professor Shakil Saeed at London's Royal National Throat, Nose, and Ear Hospital. Like P, earwax was effectively utilized in before human advancements. Some pre-owned it as a salve for stabbings, while others utilized it as a lip demulcent, provoking the ever-famous pickup line that is a flawless shade of cerumen you're wearing.